Rah, rah, rah. Hustle on around, find a seat, join the party. I'm not checking my cell phone for text messages. I don't wear a watch anymore. Where is Nalita? Where's Nalita? No, she's supposed to be our keynote speaker. Try to find her. She knows. While we're waiting, this is the largest POW MAI flag you are not forgotten in the world. It was created by a World War II veteran who got a telegram that his son was missing in action in Vietnam. That is a silhouette of his son, and You Are Not Forgotten was the Congress, the mandate was all the way back to the Revolutionary War. They say up to 12,000 prisoners of war in the Revolutionary War died in the hulls of British ships out in New York in the harbor. So it goes back to all those prisoners of war from every war and those missing in action, and it's forever. You are not forgotten. We have a special keynote speaker here at this last assembly, and it's quite an amazing story from where she came from and where she is now and her children. And from Orange County, what, you're Sergeant? Sergeant Mendoza.
Mr. Buckles, thank you for that wonderful introduction. Dignitaries, fellow veterans, students, future leaders of America, and to the staff here at the Aviation Center, good morning, everyone. Mr. Buckles thinks that I have a great story because, number one, I'm female. Number two, I'm an immigrant. Number three, they think that guys are better than women. It's not true. That applause was for yourselves because you know you all came from women, whether you're a man or a woman, you all came from a woman. And that means that the woman is the head of the household. We are the strong ones. If we're happy, the whole family's happy. Isn't that right? That's right. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm going to tell you how I got to be in the military. And then I'm going to tell you what my purpose in life is. But first of all, I would like to ask you something that's very important to me, is that we honor our flag. Would you please stand and face our flag? Place your hand over your heart, and all the veterans, salute. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Thank you, everyone. Next time you recite the Pledge of Allegiance, feel that. Feel your allegiance. Feel that commitment to the nation under God. Because of Him, we are here. We are indivisible. That means nobody can divide us. We are one nation. We are under His grace. And because of that commitment and that pride, you have here today this program to honor those veterans. Our flag, our red, our white, and our blue. Red, for that blood that was shed by all those veterans who never came back. By that blood, by those tears that we shed for those families who will never get to see their loved ones again. The white, the purity in the hearts of Americans. We just not want better for us, but we want better for the world. But it costs lives. It shed blood. The blue, the integrity of those Americans. We have that pride, and we want to show it in one way or another. You do this by doing community service. You do this by honoring our brothers and sisters. I was honored today by my Native American brothers and sisters. Isn't that beautiful? And it says in the back, guess what? Woman warrior. Yes, that's me. Thank you for your kind applause. I'm an immigrant. I came to the United States at the age of 8. My parents' heart made sacrifices, and they moved from a country that there was no opportunity for them to get ahead in life. They always stressed and emphasized the importance of a good education. I grew up thinking about, if I'm going to do better, I'm going to get educated. And so it happened. I did just what you're doing now. As students, I applied myself. As soon as I learned the language, I was in 2nd grade. Thereafter, guess where this little Mexican girl was at? She was in every honor roll from 2nd grade on all the way up to high school. In high school, I decided, you know what? My parents were very happy. They were so proud that we had achieved our high school diploma, because they didn't get the opportunity to go to school. My father, he learned to write his name because he was able to recognize those letters, and he practiced them over and over and over again. He didn't have a piece of paper or a pencil. He practiced them on the dirt with a branch at the farm. My mother, she recognized some of the numbers, but she, as an adult, is when she learned to read and write. So students, how can I express and get across to you what a great opportunity you have here? Do not throw it away. Take advantage of all this public education. But don't stop here. Once you finish and graduate, go on and do something else, not only for yourselves, for your families. This is the legacy that you're going to leave for your country. So after the high school, I said, you know what? There's got to be more. On my way to work, I started to work right away, and by the way, I graduated 1.5 years early. It was that education, that emphasis. And I would see this big old sign over in the billboard, and it said, "Be all that you can be." And I knew that I didn't want to work in an office the rest of my life. I felt that there was more. And so I stopped one day, and I pulled in, and it was a recruiting office. And sure enough, I signed up. And thereafter, at the age of 17, I went in. And from then on, you know what? The military instilled such a sense of pride and commitment. And I was already grateful for a nation that had given my family so much. So I served my country, and I continue to serve my country by doing things such as this. Coming out to the public events to tell my story so that you will not have to suffer the hardships that I went through. So that you, from here, as a student, you go on, you think about your education, think of your goals, and don't let anything, any obstacles stop you. Don't let anybody's negative words discourage you. Because if you do that, then we're going to have a nation of people without the pride. And we are not that. We didn't have all those brothers and sisters left out in the battlefield because these soldiers, they fought for you. They fought for your freedom. They fought for people like us, immigrants, to come and practice our religion. Do you know that if I was in another country now, I would not be allowed to drive? How would I get to Macy's? But seriously, can you imagine hiding when you have to say your prayers? Can you imagine putting your Bible under lock and key because if they caught you with the Bible, you would be killed? Not here in America. So I give to my country by coming out speaking to high schools and community events. And I didn't stop there either. You know, I believe from the bottom of the heart that education is the key to success. I believe that truly. That I ran for office. And last year, in this very month, the people of Orange County elected me to be their trustee for the Rancho Santiago Community College. So you have an elected official here because as an insider, I can do so much more for those people, for those students. We're out there every day fighting for our college students to get the financial need, to get them the books that they need, to get them whatever it is that they need so that they can get the education. You know, we did it because we have, in the military, I use my resources from my GI Bill to finish college. And to make my parents proud, I continued on and I got my associate's degree. Not just once, but twice. And then I thought, well, what's twice? Why not just get 3? So I got 3 associate's degrees. And then my counselor said, you know what, you can move on to the university now. And so I got my bachelor's in sociology because I wanted to study the communities and the social beings, what brings people together in communities. And so I got that. And then I was not done being with all that you can be, because remember that was my motto throughout my military. It was always be all that you can be. So I enrolled and I got into the master's program, and then I got a master's in public administration. I worked for the County of Orange with the legal department of a child support enforcement agency. And that's where I used my master's in public administration. I'm a paralegal by trade. So I had no idea that I would do this. You know, when I was 8 years old and I was learning the English, never had I pictured myself coming up on stage and speaking before thousands of people about the importance of education. I believe in it so much that it was a very big part of my family. I have 3 children. My oldest, his name is Joseph. He's 27 years old. And I tell you his age because I was 13 when I had him. Just kidding, just kidding. I was already in my 30s. So my son Joseph has a bachelor's degree as a chemical engineer. My middle son Jonathan, he's 25 years old, and he has a bachelor's in biomedical sciences. If that was not enough, my youngest daughter, Marisa, she's 24, and she is a first-year medical student at UCLA. She received her bachelor's from Stanford University. Imagine an immigrant family with children in Stanford University. It's unheard of. And you who were born here in the United States, you have a better chance. You have so much to achieve. And think about your degrees. Think about it now. Focus on it. Don't stray. Don't let the opposite sex distract you from your careers. There's always plenty of time for goo-goo eyes. And by the way, it's not cool to put stuff in your bodies that is going to affect you in the future. It's not cool to smoke cigarettes. It's not cool to smoke marijuana. You think you look cool? No. It's the worst decision you can make in your life, because what you do right now, right here as high school students, it's going to affect you. When you apply to that law enforcement to be a sheriff or to be a police officer or a firefighter, they're going to come back to your high school days. And if they find that you have smoked marijuana, even if you didn't inhale, you will not get into that academy. You will not be a doctor. So think about what you do. It does affect you. You are at a crossroads where you could be a positive role model for your future generations and to give back to your country. I pledged my allegiance to this United States, a country who adopted me. And I'm doing something that comes from the heart, because America has been my mother country. America has been so good. America is your country. Now let's leave a legacy for your future generations. These Americans here, these war heroes, they didn't do this in vain. They did it so that you can do what America stands for the American dream. I achieved it, and I'm still not done being all that I can be. There is going to be more, I'm sure of it. I'll probably be 90 years old, maybe 95, if God willing, if God leaves me on this earth to be 100. With every last breath, I will keep coming back, and I will continue to pledge my allegiance to the United States, because this country loves you. You love this country. Show your pride. Show your community what it is. You have people who talk bad about the United States. It is your duty to stop that person. If somebody is not happy here in this country, do you know they have choices, and that's why they are here in America. In closing, I would like to have a moment of silence for those people who didn't come back, and a prayer of comfort that may God have His arms around those families who will never see their children, their husbands, their wives, who will never know what it is to have them for Christmases, for Thanksgiving dinners. A moment of silence, please. It was a true honor being here with you. Remember me when you have a tough decision. Remember the right decision, because I will be there in your thoughts. And you're going to say, what will Sergeant Mendoza do? God bless you, and God bless America.
Nice job. Yeah, you're pretty impressive, Sergeant Mendoza. You need to talk to my daughter. She's a sophomore in college and struggling and complaining about her homework. I'd like to recognize a bunch of the veteran organizations that are here. From Oklahoma, the Seminole Honor Guard. Thank you, gentlemen. From Southern California, the United Mexican American Veterans Association. From the Blackfeet Reservation up in Browning, Montana, Bruce Running Crane of the Blackfeet. Next to him, the National Commander of the American Indian Veterans Association, Don Loudner, from the South Dakota, the Sioux. Robert Delsai, representing the Mescalero Apaches in Arizona. The Yakima Warrior, our bugler, Lauren Corpaz. They're all Vietnam vets. We have two generations. The third was going to come, but Mike Kuhn is a Vietnam vet. His dad is the POW, and the grandson had a tour in Iraq. And three generations. We have some special gifts from the famous 10th Mountain Division. Raise your hand. All the veterans who served, raise your hand. Thank you. Desert Storm, Iraq, Vietnam, Korea, World War II. Special guests, Lieutenant General Russell Davis. Oh, our LST. The LST took the Marines to all those islands in the South Pacific, and he was at most of them. Ken Deacon right over here. Two years in a row, he said, Ken, I can't do this anymore. I'm wearing out. I can't do this. This is my last trip. And every year we put him on the shuttle to get to the airport, and he goes, I'll see you next year, Ken. But he said again, this is his last trip to Oregon. I don't know about that. You saw I got 15 ex-POWs, and they were all saying it'll never happen. You'll be lucky to get 3 or 4. I don't know how to take no for an answer. Sergeant Mendoza? Well, I was raised by a Marine. Anyway, Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Jefferson, a Tuskegee Airman. How many of you saw the movie Red Tails? The movie Red Tails, his part was the Tuskegee Airman that gets shot down and captured by the Germans, because that's a true story, and goes to the prison camp, and they go out the tunnel. Well, in the movie, the Tuskegee Airman goes out the tunnel and escapes. Is that a true story? He said, hell no. They actually offered him to go out the tunnel, but he says, how in the heck am I going to look like a German civilian in 1944? So he didn't go out, but he got liberated. All right. We're going, same thing as yesterday, vets, and then we're going to go eat lunch. But from all over the United States, the last group I'm recognizing are the ex-prisoners of war from the defenders of Bataan and Coregidor, all up front. Okay. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Also, daughter of a Bataan Death March survivor, Jan Thompson, professor at Southern Illinois, has came here, asked all the questions. Thank you. Right now we're witnessing something very quick. the Seminole want to present all the ex-POWs with a patch of their tribe. Go ahead and do that, sir, They start at this end by Jan Thompson. I want you to know something I've learned from doing this over the years about the Native Americans. They're very giving, generous, wonderful, wonderful people. You make a friend and you have a friend for life, and I get to know them, and it's just awesome. I've gone to some of their reservations for powwows, and they're always giving gifts, and so it's very important to them. This is what's amazing is they said, we set the standard for honoring veterans. We've been honoring warriors for hundreds of years. If you go to any Native American function, what's going on now always happens first. The veterans are let in first. The veterans are fed first. Everything, the veterans are number one. And the powwow, it's amazing. Yesterday, a couple of the other tribes gave stuff too, and so this is the opportunity for you to know this is what they do, and they take it very serious with a lot of pride. And we've asked the question one year, why did you serve? You know, we know our country's history. We knew what happened. We're not sweeping it under the carpet. And a lot of the answers are, we're Americans. We're the original Americans. This is our country. It was our country first, and it's still our country, and it will always be our country, and we're proud Americans. For every 1,000 of you, there's about 1,000 people in here. In the United States of America, only one will join the military. Those are the stats. Out of every 88 Native Americans, one will serve. They have the highest percentage. And a lot of them said it's expected. It's expected that they serve their country and show honor to their tribe. Well, thank you, Native American veterans that are here. Yep.
We'd like to thank everybody for being here, and also all the World War II vets. We give you a patch of our chapter, our organization, and the blue one, what it is called Seminole Tustanuggy. And in our language, Tustanuggy means warrior. So it means Seminole warrior. So everybody can see this is what their patch looks like. Turn around. Up there. And that's been, this symbol here back at home is on every veteran tag, and everything that has to do with veteran, this symbolizes it. It's called Seminole Tustanuggy and Seminole Warrior. I want to thank y'all. Oh, and tip. I'll hold it. Okay.
Ken, where's your wife at? Where's your wife at?
She is off campus, but she'll be back. She's not here.
Okay, well,
We can do it tomorrow if you want.
no, we want to do this today. We've got a T-shirt here that we were wanting to present to you, but we found out that the people that make it ran out of material, so we had to. So now we're going to give it to you to give to your wife, if you don't mind, okay?
That's the other thing I didn't want to tell you about. All of them, doesn't matter what tribe, they're always cracking jokes. And the worst one is Bruce Running Crane of the Blackfeet. By the way, their flag looks nicer than your flag. All right. I know you can pull this off. It's going to be awesome. But we always end this by forming two lines. with the students facing each other. Right down here, turn that way, go between the two jets all the way to the stairs. Where's Coach Fluke at? Coach Fluke, right there, the big guy. So you guys on this half, the veterans have to walk down the middle to get out of here, and you're going to applaud and shake their hand and hug, whatever. Half of you guys start headed that way to the stairs and form a line. Then the other, just move as fast as you can, shove the chairs out of the way, and form a big, massive human tunnel. And as soon as you're done, we'll send them on their way. Don't go yet, veterans. Okay, you guys right here, if you want to shove the chairs back a little bit on both sides so that they have room to walk through you. Just keep parting, join in, go all the way to the stairs, keep moving. Okay. Good job, good leadership. We ready? We getting close? Got one more minute. Don't go yet, 10th Mountain. You guys are anxious to climb the mountain, aren't you? Are we ready, Coach? Are we ready, students? Keep moving to the stairs. There's more room over there. The people by the jets. Keep moving. Here they come. I can't stop them. They're World War II vets. The 10th Mountain, they just do what they want. Go! All you veterans, jump on in. This is how we say thank you. Hey, you just won the Super Bowl, students. You just won the Olympics, the World Series. How would you act?